Hello and welcome to another Bearded Geek toy review. In today's episode, we've got a DC Multiverse collect to build figure to put together. Stay tuned.
Ratatouille, what do you got?
Bird.
Now it. Stay off the comp.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now cast your minds back to last year and August's release of James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, which was the second Suicide Squad film that we got, which was kind of like a semi-sequel. It did feature some of the same characters from the David Ayer original version that was released back in 2016, but kind of like did its own thing, and it was a lot harder edged and R-rated or 18 rated if you're of that nature in the UK, or was it a 15? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, now obviously DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys did some figures in relation to this movie, and if you remember rightly, around about November time last year, I did buy this wonderful Harley Quinn figure, which was actually part of a wave, which came with 4 other figures. Now at the time, if you remember that video, I did point out that it does actually come with a part of a figure. So this was a collect to build figure, which you can see there. Hi, there's my reflection. And you could build King Shark if you got the other 3 figures in the wave. Now, the other figures in the wave, again, there's my reflection there, were Polka Dot Man, Bloodsport, and Peacemaker. Now, obviously at the time, these figures were 25 quid or $25 a pop. So I wasn't too fussed at actually getting them. But over time, these figures have come down in price. And that has enabled me to actually complete the wave. So yes, we've got Harley Quinn from last year, and we have managed to pick up in the last couple of weeks Bloodsport, Peacemaker, and Polka Dot Man. Now, where I got these figures from, and what led me to want to then finish this wave, is that recently, if you might have seen the Lex Luthor Superman Unchained video, where I reviewed those DC Multiverse figures, they were actually bought from B&M, and B&M have actually recently been stocking DC Multiverse at a knockdown price of $12.99. And in one of my local B&M stores, I actually saw these 2 figures here, which Bloodsport and Peacemaker, for $12.99, and I thought, okay, that's half price. Should I pick them up? And at the time, I decided not to, because they were the unmasked versions. So they were non-helmeted with Bloodsport, and as we will look at a bit more closer detail, the likeness of Idris Elba isn't quite as good as the likeness of Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam, for example. And then you've got John Cena's Peacemaker, which was out without the big shiny silver helmet that he wears as that character. And again, they've not quite got the likeness there of John Cena. So I thought, I'll hold out, I'll have a look around, and I'll see if other B&M stores have actually got these 2 figures, but in their other variant helmeted versions. They didn't, and I kind of like just forgot about it then. Then on a recent trip down to London, I popped into Forbidden Planet, and lo and behold, they had some very nice DC Multiverse figures in there. Nice collection. That's where I got the Black Adam figure, who's just down here, which is a little update. I have got to stand. He actually does stand up now, unaided. But that's another story. Again, if you link into the 2 videos related to Black Adam, you'll know that we had a lot of trouble trying to get that figure to stand. And they had Bloodsport down for the knockdown price of $4.99. I really couldn't resist that at that price. So I thought, yeah, do you know what? I'll get that. And then I thought, yeah, if I find Peacemaker, let's pick Peacemaker up. So Peacemaker was picked up at the local B&M for $12.99, which left me with one further figure from the wave to pick up, so I could then put together King Shark. Could not find Polka Dot Man anywhere. Forbidden Planet on their website was sold out. Star Action Figures, Comics and Cocktails, McFarlane Toys, lots of other websites that I sometimes use. Could not find him anywhere. And then I found him on eBay from a reputable seller, and they were selling him for $14.99 with postage of $5.95, which I actually thought was a bit pricey. But so just when you think about it, just over £20. So whoops, there goes Peacemaker. So we got Polka Dot Man, and obviously he's the key piece because he does come with the head of King Shark. Plus he comes with a major part of the base, which fits between the legs and the chest area. So without these two key parts, you're not really going to be able to put the figure together properly. So with that in mind, and let's move on from me rambling. Let's have a closer look at the figures in these 3 packs, and then we can put together the King Shark figure.
Yes, that is your hand. Very good.
We're all gonna die.
I hope so.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So before we actually get a closer look at the figures, as you can see, these are the order of what the figures come in. So number 1 in the wave was Polka Dot Man, and obviously it shows the image of what's going to be on the trading card that comes with the figure. And then you've got a nice little diagram here that shows you which parts come with it, and obviously how to assemble the figure. Then we've got Bloodsport here, unmasked version, and it does show Idris Elba there as unmasked. Now, I believe they're actually colour images for the masked versions, which is bizarre because you'd think they'd actually show the character with his mask, but there you go. So he was number 2 in the wave and contained part of the chest area. Then you've got John Cena's Peacemaker, and obviously there's a black and white image of him wearing the helmet for this trading card. Now, obviously, the helmeted version would have come with a colour image. And then you've got the 2 arms that come with this figure there. And then, as already mentioned way back in my original Harley Quinn review video, you have the 4th and final figure in the wave, which comes with King Shark's legs. And we've already looked at the trading card and the rest of that packaging there. But if you just wanted to know, there you go. You've got Suicide Squad on the side, description of the figure and where they come from, and then as usual, it's your standard DC Multiverse packaging. So here's a quick closer look at the outside of the front of Polka Dot Man, and as you can see, he does come with a couple of accessories as well as the Build-A-Figure part. So here's Polka Dot Man out of his packaging, and he's a great figure. He does come with 2 accessories. He comes with a pair of goggles, which you can put on the character. And also he's got some polka dot effects that you've got there that you can attach to his wrist, because obviously it's his wrists that help him to fire the polka dot kind of like weapons that end up, causing people harm, because he has to obviously get rid of these this polka dot energy that he's infused with, or else it just overly consumes him. It's a great figure, and it's a really good likeness of actor David Dalmach. I can't remember how to pronounce his name. but the guy who plays Polka Dot Man, I'm really sorry. I did look it up and I can't even remember how to pronounce it, but that is a very good likeness of the actual actor. So actually, let's just, whilst we're here, let's just pop on these goggles. And that's cool. So you could have him with the goggles on, or the goggles off, and then you can put the polka dot effects along his wrist. Do you know what? This was so easy earlier. There we go. Obviously, you can have him shooting the polka dot effects out like that for a great effect. Obviously, he comes with a stand, which I haven't taken out yet, and obviously the trading card there, which you know, I'm just conscious of time for this video because you know we've got obviously all these King Shark figures that are starting to pile up now that I need to then obviously put together. But 22 points of articulation, as with most McFarlane figures, and a huge, great detail. I really love the you know, very authentic to how the character appeared in the movie, and like I said, great likeness of the actor. So we're going to put him over here, and then just briefly show you the two pieces that came with this. Now, this I'm absolutely not sure what the hell this is. I think this is part of his belly, although it does have the very good words of up there, so you know that it's going to go up there, and it's not going to fit that there because that says down. So up and down, so handily tells you where those pieces are going to fit, and I think these are going to go at some point in there. I think they might be the second part, actually. Hopefully, probably. Not too sure. And then you've got the head, which is just a great likeness of the character, and does have articulation on the mouth, so you can go and voiced by Sylvester Stallone in the movie, and he does a really good job of voicing the character. But let's keep getting the pieces out, and let's now have a look at Bloodsport.
Robert Dubois. He's in prison for putting Superman in the ICU with a kryptonite bullet.
I'm not joining your Suicide Squad.
We'll see.
And here we have Bloodsport, as played by Idris Elba. I can pronounce that one, it's easy enough. From the Suicide Squad. Now, these are the two King Shark figures parts that it comes with. So that's a back section there, and then a front section. And then, unlike these other pieces, these are not as soft, malleable plastic as the other pieces that we've got. So these are quite obviously more hard. But yeah, I was probably right, because you're probably going to put that together like that once you get those. But we'll do that separately later. Does come with two accessories. So it comes with two swords, both identical. Surprisingly, for a character that wields weapons and guns, doesn't come with any guns. Now there's a reason for that, and that is because Warner Brothers stroke DC have instructed McFarlane Toys and anybody else such as Mattel who produce figures for the DC line that they don't want any of their figures to have guns because it encourages violence and is bad for the image of the characters. Bit stupid, really, when you consider that these characters do wield guns, and certainly when it certainly comes to Peacemaker over here as well, who has a big like silver 44 Magnum that he goes around shooting people with. And it's probably one of the reasons why they've not done a Deadshot character from the first Suicide Squad movie, played by Will Smith, which incidentally this character was originally supposed to be in the original version of the Suicide Squad. James Gunn wrote this character as Deadshot. Will Smith couldn't do it, so they cast Idris Elba. Will Smith then got in touch with the producers, but they said, look, I love the character. I still want to appear in future DC movies. You know, I'd rather you didn't recast the role. And obviously, it was before, Will Smith was persona non grata due to the Oscars incident. And so they said, yeah, sure, let's easily swap him out. So they swapped him out for a very similar character who's called Bloodsport, and obviously he's played by Idris Elba, which is probably very, very similar why he has a kind of like similar background with a daughter and some such with in the film. Now, as you can look at that, it's not the best likeness. For some reason, they really struggle with beards. And you do think that perhaps if DC Multiverse Toys by McFarlane, if they actually invested a little bit more, perhaps in some digital face print technology, it would look a lot more like Idris Elba. The likeness is there, but it doesn't quite look like him, which is why I was kind of like reluctant really to get this figure. You know, obviously if it was full price or even at $12.99, because I would have preferred the masked version, because I think the mask that Bloodsport wears, which is kind of like a skull-like mask, is a great look. And so I'm not sure I'm going to have this figure actually as part of my display. It'll probably go back in the box, but there you go. A great attention to detail with the costume that he wears, with all these different appendages. It's just a shame he doesn't come with actually any proper guns, because the swords that he's got really are not wielded much in the movie. He's more a gun person than a sword person. But that's the mandate from Warner Brothers. They don't want the toys of their characters to have guns. But then McFarlane Toys have got around this by producing a gun pack that is completely unrelated. It's just a gun pack of accessories that you can get for 7-inch figures from their website. Doesn't have DC branding on it. So if you did want to obviously get that pack, you could then have your characters with weapons accurate to what they have in the movies. But really, you know, it's a bit of a silly thing. Lots of toy action figures come with weapons and stuff, and you know, certainly don't encourage like kids to go murdering lots of people. But there you go. That's Bloodsport. So let's move on to Peacemaker.
Starfish is a slang term for a butthole. If there's any connection?
No.
And here we have Peacemaker, who comes with 2 sets of hands, which are really, really weighty. So you've got 2 sets of hands there for King Shark. Just stick those down there somewhere. I'm running out of space here. I was using the little coffee table because I thought that would actually give me some more space. Anyway, comes with 1 accessory, which is his dove engraved axe, because he likes to have the dove engraved on all his weapons, as he mentioned at the beginning of the Peacemaker series, which I don't know if you've seen, but it continues the R-rated kind of themes, and he's actually really, really good, really, really funny, and was written and directed by James Gunn as well, who, incidentally, at the time of making this video, has just been announced that he's going to be the co-creative director of DC movies going forward. So he's going to be effectively the role that Kevin Feige does for the MCU, which I think is a good choice. Be interesting to see, obviously, what happens with DC movies with the success of Black Adam, the return of Henry Cavill as Superman. Sorry if you've not seen it yet, spoilers. And obviously James Gunn taking creative control, and the continued rumours of obviously, you know, what's going to happen to the Flash movies after Ezra Miller's exploits and rumours of Ben Affleck coming back. But anyway, again, huge amount of attention to detail of there's John Cena's arse crack of him. Now, I would have really preferred this to be the silver helmeted version, and yeah, but actually, out of the box, it does actually look like a better likeness of John Cena than what it does look in the box. So I'm actually quite surprised at that. But one thing I don't like with McFarlane Toys, and I think I've mentioned this in the Wonder Woman and the Harley Quinn reviews, it's just the way that they kind of like have all this kind of like extra bits here. Now, I know you can't stop it with, obviously, when you're dealing with action figures that have flesh bits, parts of their, you know, arms or legs on show, but it just doesn't look quite right. You can cover that up with when it's a costume, but it looks really clunky when it's bare skin. But besides that, again, it's another great figure, and as we were saying, so obvious that that hand was designed for him to hold a gun. It's even got a trigger finger there. But McFarlane Toys are not allowed to have their figures wielding guns, so instead we're going to have to stick an axe in there, which, yeah, okay, looks alright, but it's so obvious with that trigger finger in place and the way that hand is sculpted that it was designed for him to hold that big silver pistol that he has in the movie and the TV series. So there you go, there's Peacemaker. Again, another great sculpt and figure from McFarlane Toys. So we've got all the figures out and together. Without further ado, let's get King Shark put together. So I'll try and do this on camera as much as possible, and obviously I need to follow the instructions here. So handily, let's just turn around one of the boxes so I can see the instructions there. So this piece, I was right, is part of the belly. So obviously with that there, meaning that's clicking into place with that ball joint there. So this is going to probably take some force. Oh, that clicked into place really, really well. I was actually quite surprised at that. Wow, that was very, very easy. So next, we've got these two pieces, which are the chest pieces, which I presume we can just click together like that. Okay. And then we can assemble the... Oh, wow. I actually was quite surprised at how easy they clicked into place. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's a bit loose. I'm not too happy with that. Okay, let's try the other one. That seems to have clicked in a lot better than the first one. So we've got that there in place, and then you've got this spring mounted kind of ball joint there. There is a spring there. Now, whether that's for the head or not, I'm not sure. So let's click that into place there. Wow, this guy's going to be huge. Oh, wow. We had an incident off camera there. Literally everybody fell over, including the boxes. The only one that didn't fall over was Harley Quinn here. So that's that guy put together, his body, his legs. This guy is huge, and wow, the weight on this guy. Like I said, this is the arms, the legs, and this belly bit are really kind of like proper hard, yet soft, malleable kind of plastic. This is more your typical, you know, plastic there. So he does stand up, although he might be prone to falling over. And he's at an angle which I'm not too happy about. But he doesn't come with a stand, which is quite surprising. However, he does have the little points in his feet if you were wanting to use one of the DC stands there. I'm just really not happy with just how easily that arm keeps popping out. It's really not put together compared to... there we go. It wasn't aimed properly. Problem solved. Okay, so now we've got this here. I'm thinking that that's where that goes. So, because obviously he's... Oh, wow. That clicked in really, really well. And wow, that gives him quite a lot of movement and articulation round for the head. There he is. He's too big for the camera. Let me see if I can just like move that up a bit there. There he is. There's King Shark. That is one awesome figure. This is my first collector build. I've never done any of the Marvel collector builds that they have with Marvel Legends. Star Wars have never done that kind of thing. Tell a lie. Character Options did a collector build with the giant robot. How could I have forgot that? It's probably because that's I think that's a completely separate line. Yeah, so there's the giant robot that they had, and they had a few other collector builds, such as the Gelf Ghosts. Yeah. But this is my first proper, I would say, collector build for quite some time. And the first one where I've actually, I think, you know, besides the giant robot, one I actually gone, yeah, do you know what, let's go out and get this. But this is an amazing figure. Let's just bring that mouth down a bit, like that. Again, you cannot fault the attention to detail with this figure. Just look, obviously he's got the shark fin on the back. He's got the gills there. Detail on the back. He's got the Bermuda style surfer shorts that he wears. I'm just amazed at just how heavy this guy is. If this guy ever falls over, he's taking the full shelf with him. But yeah, I'm just not happy at how he's leaning there. But perhaps if you can try and move his legs a little bit. There you go, there's the Suicide Squad full wave completed. You can just about get them all in the same shot there. I'm really chuffed. I'm really chuffed at how King Shark has turned out. And like I said, I'm still undecided about whether I'm going to have these three guys with my DC Multiverse display. But I'm really, really chuffed that I've managed to get these figures at a really good price. And, you know, had you bought this full figure of 4 figures, full price, recommended retail price, would have cost you about 100 quid, $100. And I've managed to put King Shark together for virtually about 60 quid. So I'm really, really happy with that. So there you go. There's the Suicide Squad from James Gunn's 2021 movie, The Suicide Squad.
What? You, we're here to save you.
You were gonna save me?
This is a really good plan, too.
Well, I can go back inside and you can still do it.
That's patronizing.
I'm so sorry. Harley Quinn.
Blood sport.
Well, I hope you liked that video, and if you did, then please leave us a like. It really does help out the channel. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified whenever we upload any new videos. In the meantime, we've still got lots of stuff to come, some Marvel Legends, lots of Star Wars Black Series, and hopefully I'll be able to track down some of the new Doctor Who B&M wave that's due in the next couple of weeks as they hit stores in November. Don't forget to check out the little news story I put up about that. But in the meantime, take care, stay safe, and we will see you soon on Bearded Geek Toy Reviews. See you later.
Oh my God! We've got a freaky kaiju up in this ship.
The angels are smooching all over us.
And there we have it. Oh, there goes Edris. Oh, there goes Polka Dot Man. Oh dear. That's an outtake for the end.